The other time I talked about our African people. Most of my African brothers came to the comment section and some attacked me. Some were like, why are you against Mama Africa? Why are you so negative? Why are you trying to, frame Mama Africa in a bad way? I'm an African and I'll never apologize for being an African, and I love Africa as my continent. I really love it. African people, I love you so much. You're my brother because I'm one of you. But if we have a problem as Africans, I have to speak it out. Because remember, our motto, our aim is to come together, is to be one. But we can't be one if we don't love each other. And so if I see it, I have to speak about it. Remember the first story? It was about our African bloggers going to attack our sisters, our Africans attacking our own Africans. So I pointed it out. And whenever I point any problem that we're facing as a people, it doesn't mean that I'm against my continent. No. Because remember, our theme in this channel comes from Bob Marley, One Love. Because whatever he said has gone deep in our hearts. And there is no any way I can try and divide our people. But because we are divided already, I have to speak it out. We are divided. Let us not come here and lie and say, oh, what you're speaking is not true. We are one. Bro, let us not lie. Back home in Africa, we are divided. And we have to do things. We have to do something. We have to do something, bro. Because the division within our African countries is so deep, man. It's so deep. Let's talk about tribalism. When I talked, some of you said, you are lying. You want to tell me that we're not tribal back at home? You want to tell me that Africans, we are not tribal? Don't we treat our brothers depending on your tribe? Let's say the truth. Like if you look at our first name, most of us is an English name. The second name is an African name, right? Do you know that sometimes your African name might betray you? Because once somebody hears your second name, he starts judging you. And so Africans, right now, some of them are not even naming their children their African name. Not because they don't want to name their children or they don't want to give them the African name, but they fear because of the division that is back home. Somebody pronounces his name and you've already categorized him in another tribe. And so when people see us as a black community, they think we are one. But deep down, let us not lie, man. We know somebody will listen to your second name and they start discriminating you. We are very tribal. And if anybody's saying I'm lying, you remember even the thing that happened in Rwanda. It was about a particular community fighting a particular community. And it ended up very bad. If you think I'm lying, let's go back to 2007, like in Kenya. It was about the tribal wars. And so when I speak and I say that we are divided, let us not lie to each other. Africans, we are divided and we have to come together, man. Look at even jobs. Let's not lie to each other. People allocate jobs, not looking at the merit, not looking at the qualifications, but they look at your tribe. I agree, at some point, your qualifications will help you. But I've seen many places whereby your tribe might give you a job or might deny you a job. And that is the biggest problem in Africa. In as much as we are blaming our political leaders, but we as a people, we have a problem. Because somebody is not qualified. But because you speak the same language. Ladies and gentlemen, look at how low we are going. Somebody is not qualified, but because you guys speak the same language. Those who don't know us, like as an African, people speak more than 3 languages. That is English. Like if you're coming from Kenya, you'll speak English. It's a language being taught in school. Then the Swahili. Then there is the mother tongue. Now the mother tongue that should be a factor bringing us together really divides us. And so we are group. We are grouping each other into different sections. They're from this tribe. They're from this tribe. And that thing is deep and it's killing Africans. And so instead of coming together, we are busy. Trying to know which tribe is he coming from. And your name, because your name will portray your tribe, might even land you in a problem. Let's say there are clashes somewhere. Some people are beaten because of their second name. And that must end. And so let us not come here and say, oh, you're lying. Bro, we're going to say the truth. Because for us to be one, we have to iron things out. That is what is called panel beating. We have to panel beat ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, somebody will say, oh, you're lying. Let's talk about xenophobia. Is it not happening back home? Then you say that I'm lying. Is xenophobia not happening? And there are even organizations that have been registered, to take foreigners back to their country. So an African in another African country is a foreigner. And even some have been killed. And that thing is deep. And somebody's like, go back to your home. Bro, it's happening back home. And so when I come and I say that Africans, we have to come together, don't say we are lying, because that's an issue. This is a family meeting. I'm not trying to say, I'm condemning you guys. No, but I'm doing it with love. Because we have to be united. Before we blame racism, let us first solve tribalism. Let us not talk about racism if we are very tribal. And most of us have been affected by this. Sometimes you don't want even to speak your local language because somebody will listen to your language and is going to treat you depending on how you speak. Excuse me for that. Let's be honest. We even have agencies that are taking people abroad. You'll go to apply a job, but because you're not from a particular tribe, you can't be given a job to go abroad. Where are we heading as a people? Where are we heading as a people? And if I speak about it, you're like, bro, you're not saying the truth. We're going to speak the truth, man. If you want us to unite, we're not going to unite until we sit down as brothers and sisters and we point out and say, A, B, C, D are the problems. Then we can march ahead. We can march forward. So we are not going to lie to ourselves, guys. Let's be honest. In fact, there is a famous lawyer who wrote an article. I don't know if you guys remember. He said that he wanted to reserve, he wanted some reservation in a hotel. And there is a hotel that is known. Let me not mention this hotel. When you call with the African accent, like English, you're speaking English, but like if I speak, you guys can hear my accent, right? It's an African accent. So there is a hotel back home. If you call with your African accent, imagine, they'll tell you that it is full. So this guy called and he was told it's full. Then he took the daughter. The daughter is in one of the American schools. So the daughter called the hotel with an American accent. Do you know they were given a reservation? They were given a reservation. And when he brought this issue, you could see the comment. People like, yeah, we don't like Africans to come here because they don't tip people, they're very rude. And I was like, man, our fellow people commenting on this. And let's be honest. Look at how even other nationals are being treated at home. Us? How are we treating our fellow people? How are we treating our fellow skin? And so we have to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. We have to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. Because if we continue, then we are heading nowhere. If we continue like that, we are heading nowhere. And so we have to be honest with ourselves. And we have to say that as Africans, we are going to be one. And we are going to move together as one. So let us not come here, because I've seen also some of our people, most of us, we blame politicians. But I think the problem facing Africans is not politics. It's we as a people. Because look, during electioneering period, even during voting, how do we vote? Somebody is not qualified. But you know what? He's from my tribe. So we are the people who give these people offices. Then we come and complain and say, we don't have leaders. No, we chose them. And our leaders know very well that we are divided along our tribal lines. And they're going to use it. Because me and you, we've refused to change. We've refused to accept that we are brothers and sisters, but we are looking at our tribal lines. We are looking at we are so faithful to our tribe that somebody whom we know very well is not a good leader, but because he's ours, he's going to lead us. So we come here and say, bad politics. It's not bad politics. It's hatred. So we have to sit down as a people and solve these issues. If we don't, we are going to complain forever. And the international media will be using us. they'll be coming and showcasing our country. Bro, we've got minerals, we've got resources, but because of tribalism, we can't sit down as a people. We can't sit down as a people. Why is it that we can't sit down as a people? What is wrong with us? And so if somebody speaks, you're like, we are more concerned with the image. You want the African image. So if somebody comes and says, Africans, we have a problem. No. You're tarnishing the name of the continent. We can't live that way. How many of you will come from one area to another and even start a business in another community? Can you come from another tribe, another tribal area and go to another tribal area and be successful without even people being jealous of you? No. So as a people, let's come down, sit together in the table of brotherhood and realize that we as a people, we are one. Because if you continue like this, man, we're heading nowhere. We're heading nowhere. We'll keep on complaining and it will be Africa, Africa, Africa. Guys, Africa, we have a lot of resources. And if we know it, that the only way to exploit our resources to the fullest and to its maximum capacity is us coming together as brothers. Let's put our tribal differences aside and unite. After that, we can talk about other issues. Let's unite. We're now uniting with the Caribbeans. Look at the Caribbeans. In as much as they might be having their own problem, but you saw when they're trying to showcase the ghettos there. I was told they're called inner cities. You could see how even the roads are there. But look at our ghettos back home. And our leaders have money. But our leaders know very well that even if they don't work, we can't do anything. Because when somebody is trying to be taken accountable, his tribe will come and defend him. And they can even fight you. So Africans, let us wake up. Let us wake up and realize that the way forward to us realizing our full potential is unity. Thereafter, we're going to be one people. For now, I'm okay with my people. And I love you so much, my African brothers. I really do. One love, every time. But let us be united and be one people. For now, may God bless you. Have a nice time.